Hello and welcome to another video from the Johnsons on encouragement. I wanted to ask you a question tonight as we begin. What do you do when your day is filled with stress, when it seems as though nothing goes right? There's never enough time in the hour. There's more things to do than we have time to do, and we get so uptight. What do you do when your day is full of stress? I did a little word study today in the scriptures, and of course, using the authorized version, I looked up the word stress, and of course, it's not in that particular version. Instead, the word distress popped up all the time, and I could find when people were in distress. And when you really begin to study it, that's exactly what it means for us to be in stress. We're in distress. We don't know what to do. We don't know which way to turn. What do you do when your day is filled with uncertainties and things don't go the way you expect and you're just so uptight about it? What do?
You pray.
You pray, yes, but then you look to the Lord too, don't you? And I think you got the perfect devotion to go into this tonight. What we need to do is stop, get alone, and listen.
Yeah. My devotional scripture came from Revelations 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him and he with me. And it said it's simple. When we get distressed and when we're concerned and upset, listen to God and listen with all your senses, your heart, your mind, and your conscience and instincts. And if you can't hear him, then you need to find a quieter place. Calm your anxieties and your fears. Step away for a few minutes, and in complete silence with your thoughts, welcome God's voice into your home, into your heart.
That's good. That's good.
It is, and it's sad that we don't do that enough.
Well, what we normally do is we jump to conclusions. Well, I can't do this. This is too hard. Why is all this happening to me? I didn't sleep good last night. What's going on? And the next thing you know, we have worked up, as my mama used to say, a tizzy.
Yeah.
And we are so upset with what's happening that we don't take time to do exactly what you just told us. Read that again. Huh? It's good. It's simple what to do.
The scripture, or where it's in the devotional
right where
part.
it said what to do.
After he says that he will come in and sup with us and us with him, it says it's simple. Listen for God. Listen with all your senses, your heart, your mind, your instinct. And if you can't hear him, then find a quieter place. Calm your anxieties and fears. Step away from them for a few minutes and sit in complete silence with your thoughts and welcome God's voice into your home and your heart.
You remember I started the video by saying, what do you do when you have these stressful moments? What do you do when you just don't see a way to make it all happen in a 24-hour day? Do you, as most of us do, start to work a little harder and get a little more frustrated and a little further behind rather than just simply stopping? I like that. Stop and listen. And if you can't hear the Lord or don't feel like he's with you or he's not answering you when you ask him and pray and ask him to, then get a little further from everything else. Get to a quiet place and stop and listen. You know, we've been taught that all of our life. Get alone with the Lord. Get alone, let him speak to your heart. Do you know the clutter of the world and the speed of life today and the way we do things will certainly make it hard to hear that still small voice of the God. But I'm glad he never leaves us. He's there. And he's offering us help for every situation. What we need to do is remember, when you can't hear God and you think he's left you all alone, go apart. Get a little ways up. Did you ever notice what the Lord did with his disciples when he wanted to pray? He'd say, come on, let's go up here on the mountain. Or he'd say, I'm going up here for a while to pray. And he would come apart, lest he come apart. You've heard that say, hey, get away for a little while. Now, I'm not talking about trying to escape the reality of the situation. We should never try to do that. But we should understand that we serve a God that is big enough to handle every one of our troubles and trials. Right? What else you got? That's good. Hey, you got another one like that? Just go ahead or just get along with God. That's it. That's wonderful.
I was thinking about, I had my appointment today with the oncologist, and because I've been dealing with a lot of nausea whenever I try to eat, I talked with him about it, and because my blood work is looking good, he said, you know, he wants to keep a little closer check, and he said it may be that we can maybe decrease the milligrams in my medicine, but he said we need to be careful, and we need to, you know, to look at it carefully before we do something drastic. And I thought about that we do pray about these things. We get anxious about it, and we get frustrated a lot of times, but I think listening to the devotional and the fact that those kind of situations are going to come, and we do need to get quiet. And so many times I don't get quiet and sit and listen, and it's frustrating when you realize that you don't come apart like you're supposed to.
I was going way back to my early years of boyhood, I guess you'd say, and of course I loved baseball.
I can't remember those.
I loved baseball, and one of the things that I was taught at a very early age, had a very wise old coach in the American Legion program who said this. He said, when you don't measure up to what you think you ought to be doing, don't start pressing. Don't start trying to do more than you're capable of doing. He said, just go back to what you know you ought to do. Now that reminds me, so many times the hustle and bustle of this life, we get so stressed out, we get in such a hurry that we forget to do the things that we are told to do and should do regularly, and that is get in touch with God.
Yeah.
Pray. Ask Him to help you. You see, He already sees the situation. He knows where I am, where you are right now, and He knows what we need. But what we have to do is stop and acknowledge Him, and then ask Him for the help we need. Ask Him to help you do those things that you know you can do, and not to get frustrated or not to press. I've heard that said often, don't press, you're pressing. You're trying to do something that you're not able to do right now. Relax and do what you can do, and do that well. And I think that's true in the Christian life. Often we get ahead of ourselves, try to get ahead of God, and then we make a mess of a lot of things that He would like us to do. Just do our best. Just do what we know to do.
You just want things to be different sometimes.
We do. We want better results, don't we?
Yeah.
Especially when we're not measuring up. But to put yourself in a situation where you start to stress, become in a position of distress, then you're going to mess up because you begin to press. So just remember those little things from us tonight. We're so glad you joined us. I hope you have a great night and a good night of rest tonight. And maybe we'll see you here the next time we have an encouragement video. We're not able to do one every day as we like to sometimes because things just don't work that way anymore. We were saying earlier today, somebody said we hadn't seen any encouragement. Are you all okay? Well, yes and no. We're better than we deserve to be. We're not sick in bed, but we have been very, very tired over the last 3 or 4 days. And so we have been in bed more than we probably should be. But thank you so much for praying for us. Thank you for your love and your kindness to us and our ministries over the years. And just remember, too, to continue to keep yourself safe. The doctor reminded us again on this visit that we're not supposed to take for granted that everything's going to be okay. He said, don't be foolish. Watch your distance with other people, and where you feel unsafe, wear a mask. And especially in a situation like Miss Sandra has, where your immune system has been compromised, you just don't go places where there's greater danger. Yes, we trust the Lord, but He's advised us to be cautious, and so we know we should do that. Well, thank you again for joining us. Got anything you want to sing tonight, or do we want to say that we just don't have anything to sing tonight?
The only thing I think about is the Search Me, O God.
Sounds good to me.
Can we remember it?
I hope so. If not, we'll do our best. How's that? We won't try to get above what we can do, okay?
Right. Search me, O God, and know my heart today. Try me, O Savior, know my thoughts, I pray. See if there be some wicked way in me. Cleanse me from every sin and set me free. God bless you. Have a good night. Hope to see you again next time. Good night.
Bye-bye.